Right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. And as always, double honors to the head apostles of the great millstone that taught us His truth and His knowledge. And Yahweh Bahashem Shai Brakatham to the 144,000, and as well as the 1/3 overall, which is the elect, which is under this grace period. And what I want to get into in this evening's walk and talk, because I usually do the morning walk and talks, and Lord willing, we'll get back into that in the spirit. But what I want to touch on is the book of Psalms 44. I don't know what I want to call this one, but we'll get there when we get there. So let's get into the scriptures. I gotta be messing with me, man. So just bear with me, man. I gotta go somewhere else. All right. So now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and get the scripture in the book of Psalms 44. Got it down. All right. So now. So this reads, so you know what, I can actually go this way. Let me go this way. So this is Psalms 44 and verse 1. To the chief musician for the son of Korah of Mashah, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We have heard with our ears, O power, our father have told us what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old. Psalms 44 verse 2 now. And how didst drive out the heathen with thy hand, and plantest them, how thou didst afflict the people and cast them out. And I believe he's talking about during the time of the period of when the Israelites, our ancient ancestors, going all the way back to the time of Moses' time and Joshua. Around that time they were going up against the Philistines, which you can read in the book of Joshua, I think, the book of Joshua 15, all the way down to 17. And as well as you can go and read a book in the Old Testament, which explains the leader of the Israelites, which were, the leader of the Israelites, which his name was Mordecai. And through him, the Israelites did a lot of conquering among the people. But was it him per se? Not necessarily. It was basically pretty much the Lord and his power and his might. All right? It was through his power and his might that this was allowed to happen. And it just goes to show you, whenever the Israelites were in tandem with the Most High, everything just worked so perfectly well. Whether it came to them being blessed, whether it came down to them having to conquer the nations and them being few in number, it prospered every single time. But whenever we renounce the Lord, that's when bad things happen. That's when the curses came. Then we came to be the conquered ones, the ones that has become subdued under these nations, just like how it is right now. Right now, the number one enemy of Jacob has begun to be above and beyond Jacob, his descendants. And we are his descendants. And more as the times progress, it's showing that that's who we are. They got this new film coming out next year, which was produced by Jay-Z. And I don't know what persuaded them to make this film, but the film is very well accurate. All right, I don't know, I forgot what the film's called, but the film's just accurate. It's based on the time period of ancient Rome, and of course during that time you had the Israelites that had issues with the Romans and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that film is definitely accurate, man. Definitely accurate. And then you got this one guy, which supposedly he's supposed to be the best, one of the best actors in France. You got this Jake playing it. I think he's like going to be the star of it or something like that. And you got a lot of Jakes is playing in that film. So just to bring that out, just to say this, man, like the knowledge is getting out there that we are who we say we are, and people have no choice but to accept that truth. All truth has to be accepted at the end of the day. We can live in a world full of lies all day, every day, but eventually when the truth is declared, it's only natural that we have to accept it, even if you want to ignore it, act like it don't exist. So now let me go back and let me stop doing any more talking. We're going to get back to the word of the Lord, and we're going to read these scripts. So this reads once again, Psalms 44 and verse 3. Let's raise this up a little bit. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, and neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm, and the light of the countenance, which we know that the right hand and the arm represents the Lord's power, right? And the light of thy countenance, because thou hast had favor unto them. Verse 4, and thou art my king, O power. Command deliverance for Jacob. Exactly, command deliverance for Jacob. And that's the spirit that we are in. Every time we go out and we go for the speaking, or we do these shows, we're doing all of these things to bring about the salvation. You know what I mean? And as well as I will say, the whole concept of this old religion, which is, had its time to run, so to speak, which had its time to run in the wind, but now it's dwindling. It's going down. And that's Christianity. Okay? I was watching what Apostle Hall did. And Apostle Hall replied to the live that Vocab Alone did. And he said, man, those that are enslaved will be enslaved. So he's basically insinuating what we've been saying all along, and he now has to agree. And with that being said, he just submitted defeat right there, because he was holding on real strong, man, for time, trying to negate what we've been saying, trying to convince himself and other people that, what the Israelites are saying is wrong, and you got to forgive, and you got to do A, B, and C, and it's all about, the whole idea of forgiving your enemies and let bygones be bygones. That's what really he was pushing, that Christian spirit. Okay? But the thing with Vocab Alone, he very well knows, as he's been studying us for almost, I think 10 years now. It's been about 10 years now since he's been on our case. So he knows very well what we're all about. And as a result of it, he's even growing a beard. Once upon a time, he didn't have a beard on his face. Now he's growing a beard. All right, he got to trim down a little bit, but he got the beard on his face. Right, and now he's known. Let me reiterate. Now he's kind of versed in the scriptures now because of us. Okay, so the thing of it is, he knows the deal, man. He knows the deal. He knows the deal. And the thing of it is, right, as well as he admitted it, that's exactly what's going to happen to him. But we'll have to wait and see whether he's an Edomite or not. But I believe that he is personally. So now let me get back to this, man. So yeah, this is verse 5. Through thee we will push down our enemies, and through thy name will we tread them that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, and neither shall the sword save me. So there's going to come a time where our enemies are going to pursue against us. It tells you that in the book of Revelations 12 and 12, and many others, Isaiah 10 and 5, right? How the enemy will come in and afflict the nation once again. Just like how the Jews were afflicted before, during the time of Messiah. These devils are going to do the same thing once again. But in that, guess what? As it is written, the very few of us are gonna what? Obtain spiritual power. All right. They that come unto thee as a flood, they will I lift up a standard against them. And the power of the Lord is going to be demonstrated once again on this earth. And it's not going to be based on, getting weaponry and going on a gun range and training and getting that spirit of Esau. We ain't going to have to do all of that, man. We ain't going to have to do all of that. All we're going to be able to do is trust in Yahweh B'Shem Shine, and that's how we going to do it. There ain't no plan. There ain't no plan B. There's only one plan. All right. So, I'd say what we gonna do. We gonna read this against Salaki. I got the phone awkwardly. So yeah, let's read verse 6. For I will not trust in my bow, and neither shall the sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. Yes. And it's also further explained in the book of Isaiah 60 on how those that have afflicted us will come bending unto us in shame. That's right. So the thing of it is, we ain't really got too much to really worry about. We ain't got too much to worry about. Brothers is coming up to the camp. I'm just doing like a lesson in the park. Brothers is teaching and everything. I'm just doing my thing. Show them all, my brother. Because I want to get back and doing what I was doing before, but I want to do these in the morning time especially. I want to get back into doing that. I don't really like doing it in the afternoon, I like doing these in the morning time, but like I said, through the Spirit, we'll get back into all of that. All right. So yeah, now what we're going to do,